Good morning, Year 5. So today we're going to carry on with our non-chronological report, and we're going to be selecting vocabulary and grammatical structure for a non-chronological report. So that means just using different types of sentences to make your writing interesting. So we have done some of our report already. So my creature is the banded lumipod. We did an introduction. Yesterday we did the appearance. Today we're going to be thinking about the diet of our creatures, so what they eat. Not just what they eat, but also how they eat. So what I want you to do now is just pause the video and have a quick think, initial ideas. What does your creature eat? All right, pause here and write that down now in your home learning books. Okay, so hopefully now you've just got a few ideas. You can add to those as we go through the lesson. We're going to look at an example on the next page. Now, it's not about a creature from Pandora. It's about a water scorpion, but there are ideas there that we could take from that and even some vocabulary that we might want to use in our own writing. So have a look for some words and phrases that tell the reader what the animal eats, but also how it eats too. Okay. So, water scorpions are underwater ambush predators relying upon camouflage when hunting. They live in bodies of still water, such as lakes and lodges, and are common around the shallow edges of garden ponds, where they hide amongst dead leaves and wait to ambush their prey. Lashing out with the front legs and subduing their prey via salivary fluids injected through the sharp beak, this predatory creature feeds largely upon the body fluids of invertebrates, but will also take small tadpoles and fish. These salivary fluids contain chemicals that tranquilize prey and start digestion. Their food is consumed in liquid form in a manner similar to that of a spider. Prey include small insect larvae, water fleas, water lice, newts, and water worms. Despite its name, the creature is not a true scorpion and is a poor swimmer, preferring to move by walking. Okay, so hopefully you spotted lots of words and phrases there that told us what the animal eats and how it eats. So this is how it eats, isn't it? Relying upon camouflage when hunting. They hide amongst dead leaves and they wait to ambush their prey. That's how they eat, okay? We don't know what they eat yet, but already I want to know. I want to read more about this creature. It's piqued my interest. Here we go. Lashing out with the front legs and subduing their prey through salivary fluids, through the sharp beak. Here we go. It feeds upon the fluids of invertebrates, but will also take tadpoles and fish. So now we're learning more specifically what it eats. And then again here we've got how they eat. So the fluids contain chemicals that tranquilize prey. Here we go. So they will eat small insect larvae, water fleas, water lice, newts, and water worms. So lots of information there, a really exciting paragraph. Definitely made me want to read on and find out more about this creature, and taught me lots as well. It was informative. So today we're going to do something a little bit different that we've not done on Zoom yet. So we're going to do a slow write together. So we've done this in school before. Each sentence has a different criteria. We're going to do 8 sentences together, and each one is going to be different. And that's how we are getting a range of structures in our sentences. So what I want you to do is go and get a pen or a pencil and your home learning books. Make sure you're ready. So pause me, go and get that, and then come back and we'll carry on. So our first sentence is going to be a did you know question. All right, so the first thing you will need to do is to write your subheading, which today is diet. so which means what they eat. And then we're going to write a did you know question. I'm going to show you mine. Did you know that banded lumipods rely on a diet of small insects? Question mark, because it's a question. I've got at the top here some technical vocabulary that you might want to use in your sentences. So let's see how many of these we can get in. So in my sentence, I've used rely. All right, so can you have a go? If you pause the video, think about your creature and what it eats. And can you write a sentence that starts with, did you know? Pause here, off you go. Okay, shall we carry on to sentence number 2? So you don't need to start a new line because this is a paragraph. So you're just going to carry on from where your full stop is. Okay, I've got our technical vocabulary at the top again for us. Sentence number 2 then must include a relative clause. Can you remember what a relative clause is? That's right, it is extra information in a sentence which describes the noun. So my sentence with my relative clause is this: the unusual species who disguise themselves amongst the dirt wait patiently for their unassuming prey. All right, so I've used the word prey in this sentence and also species. And my relative clause is here. So it's just extra information about the unusual species, the lumipods. It doesn't make sense on its own. The rest of my sentence makes sense. And I've sort of dropped this extra information in with a comma before and a comma after. All right, so have a go at writing your next sentence with a relative clause. If you're really struggling with it, use mine, change some of the words to fit your creature. Okay, so pause here and write sentence number 2. Okay, let's go on to number 3. So sentence 3 must open with a preposition. So you're thinking about a positional word, where something is. So let's have a look what I wrote. In front of the tough exoskeleton, the creature's long proboscis extends over its jaws in preparation for the attack. So this is how it eats, isn't it? Okay, it's sort of getting ready. And my preposition was in front of. The proboscis is in front of the exoskeleton. So you could use behind or next to or in front, or I've used in front of. You could use that too. Underneath. So think about what you want to say. And think about a positional word, a preposition to begin your sentence. All right, pause here and do sentence number 3. Okay, ready for number 4? So sentence 4 must include a list. Now, this is a quite nice one to do, isn't it? Because your list could be what your creature eats. And that's what I did. The species feasts on a variety of insects, larvae, water fleas, water lice, newts, and waterworms. Now, you might have noticed too that I am using quite a few ideas from the example text, and that's okay. All right, that's how we develop our writing. I haven't copied everything word for word. I've used parts and put it with my own writing. And have you noticed as well that when we do a list, we need to have our commas in between our nouns until you've got the last one. So sentence number 4, pause me here, include a list. Off you go. Right, number 5. So sentence 5 must include at least 2 pieces of technical vocabulary. So hopefully you've been using these already. You might want to use other technical vocabulary like exoskeleton, proboscis, or anything that you've got, abdomen, thorax, stingers, or you can make sure you've got 2 of these in your next sentence. So let's see what I wrote. The predators scour their habitat stealthily, waiting for the right moment to engage their proboscis. So I'm talking about how they eat, right, how they hunt their prey. So I've used predators and proboscis and actually habitat as my technical vocabulary. Do you know what stealthily means? It means like sneaky, really quiet and sneaking around. And what about scour? That means they're looking. And the moment to engage their proboscis to get it ready to pounce, to attack. Okay, so sentence number 5, at least 2 bits of technical vocabulary in your sentence. Okay, pause me here, off you go. Okay, number 6. So sentence 6 must include a conjunction. So think about your fanboys and I saw a rabbit. All right, can you use any of those conjunctions in your next sentence? Let's have a look what I wrote. To the rear of the abdomen are 2 short barbed stingers. Oh, got a typo there. Which are used for administering a toxic venom to its victims. All right, so again, it's how it eats, how it catches its prey, isn't it? And I've used the conjunction which. All right, to link those sentences together, to add the detail. You could use and, for, but, so. I'm trying to think of the other fanboys, nor. Or you could use the I saw a rabbit one. So although, however, while. All right, so think back to that learning you did last week. Can you use one of those conjunctions in your sentence now? Off you go. Okay, number 7. So sentence 7 must use brackets. And I know how good you are at using brackets to add that extra information to your writing. So here's my sentence. The banded lumipod subdues its prey with its toxic venom. Only a drop is needed, then enjoys sucking the liquid from their victims through the proboscis. Sounds disgusting, doesn't it? But very detailed, okay? And you can see my brackets here. They don't need to be very long. It's just a little bit of extra information with a bracket there and a bracket there. The extra information needs to describe the noun. It can't just be a completely random bit of information. It has to be describing this to do with this. All right, so think about your creature. Sentence number 7 with some brackets. Pause me here and off you go. Okay, on to the last sentence. So sentence 8 must open with an adverb or an adverbial phrase. All right, so think about those ly words, your adverbs describing a verb, and your adverbial phrases. They need to open your sentence. So they're going to be a fronted adverbial, all about the verb. Without a sound, the creature skulks away until the next attack. So this is the end of my paragraph now. So I kind of want to bring it to a close, to conclude it. So we know about waiting to attack, we know what it eats, we know how it eats, and now it's over until the next time it feeds. So I'm drawing it to a close. Skulks away, do you know what that means? Kind of creeps away quietly. All right, so last sentence, sentence number 8. Pause me here and off you go with your adverb or adverbial phrase. All right, brilliant work today, everybody. Hopefully you have written a really informative paragraph. What I want you to do when this video finishes in a second is just read through it again. See if make sure you've got all your full stops and capital letters. make sure that your writing flows and makes sense. And if you can add any adjectives or up-level your vocabulary, see if you need to do that. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.